Right, folks, I want to tell you a story. That's me, Max Bagdaves, that one. No, I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to tell you what happened to me today. Not pleasant, I'm going to say that. So as I said in the early video, if you've seen it, if you're eating, walk away now. Close the laptop down, turn over the TV. Don't watch this video. If you've got a full stomach or you're a bit queasy, do the same. But if you don't mind hearing a bit of real life, for all it gets a bit messy sometimes and a bit of a laugh and a joke at the end, listen in, you're all welcome. Everyone's welcome. I like on here to do different things. And to that end, sometimes I just like to talk about life and about what I get up to and what I don't get up to and whatever else. There's always someone it might interest. You'd always after some more content. So I'll tell you about today. I mentioned yesterday I was having something done. I didn't go into real detail, but I think a few people got what I was on about. I had a couple of messages and mostly of support. Probably a couple wished I was dead, but they never said that. I've got to say that for them. Nobody actually said that. Anyways, got some support and whatever else, and I messaged them back, oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. I've had it all done before. So anyway, let me tell you what's what. Last night when I'm recording, mingy night, I've got a glass of orange and I've got something else in a plastic jug with 500 millilitres of water. Now they said it was, what is it? Some fruit I don't like. It'll come to me, always do, because I don't write anything down, folks. Something I don't like, but it's better than the taste that it would have been without the something I don't like in it. Anyway, it was some kind of like a barium meal for a procedure I was having today. Mango, hey, boy, hey, the mango. No, that's not it, but there's a song with mango. Can't think of it. Anyway, mango. It was minging, but I could just about drink it. And I'm having a bit of orange each time after it, and that's it. Now, it says sip it for an hour. I thought, no pigging way am I sipping this. I'm not gulping, but sipping it with that much water, I'd be sipping probably every 20 or 30 seconds. So I've got an hour of it. I thought, I can't do that. Anyway, it went, I've got a big gob, which does help me. It never went in 10 or 12 goes, but in probably 20 or 30 goes, it had gone. Anyway, I had it a bit later than I should have. I was supposed to have it at 5. Because they had the procedure at 8 this morning. That's how I wanted it. You could get morning or afternoon appointments. I like it out the way. Get it done. Oh, before I go any further, I've been in there before. I'd had the procedure done before. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So anyway, I asked the first one. And it's not nice, but it's passable. Passable, that's the word. But it wasn't nice. And the next one I thought I was supposed to have at 9 p.m. Turns out it was 8 p.m. Bit of a mistake on my part. But the first one should have been 5. I didn't have it till about 5:30 because I was doing things to get stuff ready for the channel. Then he had to set up and whatever else. And I'm having that late. So I thought the other one was 9. It should have been 8. I read it, but I forgot it because I've got that much going on in my head. And I ended up having that late because United were on. I'm watching them upstairs here because Erin does, he's downstairs watching whatever crap she was watching. And it was crap. I can't remember what it was. But, Emmerdale she's watching. Emmerdale. That's true to life, isn't it? I'll tell you what they had last night, she says. One confession of murder, and it turns out he never did it. She did it. In the same episode, you've got another woman saying, you can't burn that down. You're going to torch your business. Why would I not burn it down? I need the money. Because I did that once, and it killed somebody. So there's 2 murders in one episode. Then you've got a bloke crying in a graveyard because he's lost his kiddie. That wasn't murder, but it was someone driving stupid. So that's death everywhere. That don't happen in real life. Like I said before when I lived in the last house, there was about 40 houses in my close. Not one of them a murderer. None of them. None of them's been caught for murder. Well, one of them could have murdered someone and they've kept it quiet and they've not got caught. But I bet there wasn't one there. They all seem decent people. Not one murderer. Said it about Creighton Street before. There was a time about 3 years ago, 5 people were murderers. One had murdered 3, one had murdered 2, and the rest were on 1. The others were trying to play catch-up. Unbelievable. It's not real life. Anyway, I digress. I've done it again. I do that. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. So anyway, let me get to what happened. I'm watching United upstairs. Bugger what she's watching. I'm watching United. It's not a great game, but you want them to win, and I support them. Gets to half-time, and I was going to have the other one at half-time. That had been about 9:15. Something happened, and I couldn't. I think I was recording something again. I was doing something, and I couldn't. I thought, I'll have it when game ends, because I always stay up till sort of 12, 1 o'clock. When I have the next one, I know it's supposed to be minging, but I can have it with orange again. I can have a cup of tea later on. It takes a while to flush through you. I know it does. It's another barium. It takes a while to flush through, but I thought it'll flush through in 2 or 3 hours, because this one has started having an effect. The first one, In an hour, about an hour after I took the first one, I thought, hey up, we're ready to go. Doctor's orders, bump, I was in there on the old throne. Fair enough, something came out, not a bundle. I'm not trying to tell you the amount, folks, but something came out. Anyway, within the hour, 2 more visits. Well, I thought everything's going nice and bonny, because that's what's supposed to happen. You've got to flush everything out. Anyway, I don't end up taking the second one till about 10 o'clock. But as I say, my reckoning is, I'll have it done for 10:30, 11, because I'm not going to sip it. I believe this one's worse. This was 2 sachets and it was pigging worse. So powder, you're putting 500ml of water in it again, and I thought, this just looks like pigging wallpaper paste. I'm sure I could hang up wallpaper with it. I'm sure, and I thought, oh my God, it smells it. I thought, oh no. That's not for me. I'm one of these. I could go in that there jungle and have the crack and do, well, before my knees went, do some dodgy things, have a crack, and I've not got much fright in me and whatever else. But when it comes eating to all that crap, eating it all, no. Put me in with rats and snakes and stuff. I wouldn't like it, but I could do it. Get me eating stuff that comes off the bodies. No, it's not for me that. Not for me that. When I was young, I used to go out fish market with my mother. I call her mum, I say mother, with my mum, like that. She said, stop doing that, everyone's looking at you. I was doing that till I was about 18. No, it wasn't 18, I'm making that up, I wasn't 18. Anyway, I'm going to have the second, I'm thinking, this is going to be bad. But I'm thinking, I've got my orange with me, and I'm thinking, before I go to bed, I'm going to have a cup of tea, because I love a cup of tea, me. And I had the procedure on this morning. I'd be there for 8, so I had to leave at 20 to 8. And I thought to myself, you're not allowed to drink in the morning until 2 hours before, or after. Thought, I'm not getting up 6 to have a cup of tea, not 6 o'clock. Anyways, starts taking the second one, don't I? Well, up the procedure. It's the old camera up the jacks here. Let me tell you, let me go back a little bit. I had it done about 2 months ago, only 2 months ago. I'll give you the full background of the back passage. I had it done 2 months ago. I go to the doctor, you see, about a couple of months before that. I said, doctor, I've got a problem with the old, how's your father? What do you mean? I said, not the front one, the back one. The back passage. I said, I've got a problem. What's wrong with you? I said, well, there's a bit of blood and whatever else, but that's not a problem. I've had issues with the old Alana Miles before. That's not a problem. But there's a lot of discomfort. When I go, and I'm one that's regular. When I say regular, I don't know, I'm going to tell this, folks, lots can't go. I have no problem. I don't have a set time, but no problem. I can go 3 or 4 or 5 times in a day. Yeah, I think I'm all right and I'm fit. I know it's unnatural, but it's how I've been. Sometimes once or twice, but can be more. Anyway, I said, I'm struggling. I'm wanting to go, but I'm finding it difficult. The old push is hurting. And now, he said, we need to look into that. We'll send you to a specialist. So I go to see a specialist a few weeks later. But on the letter, it's saying for suspected cancer, blah, 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 blah. Now, when I've been with doctor, the big C word hasn't come up. We've not mentioned that. I have not mentioned it. He's not mentioned it. But I'm thinking, could I have something? Because lots of fellas of a certain age, and with me for that, up the old, the old Marmite Highway, they have problems there. So I thought to myself, I hope it's not. But you see in a letter, you think, oh my God. Now, turns out I've got to see a specialist. He does the old finger up. We did it twice. Oh, that was it. Doctor did it first. Doctor did the old finger up there. Oh my God, I nearly hit the ceiling, man. And I mean it. And I've had it up there before of a different doctor. Not that I go looking for it, but I've been tested a few years ago for prostate. Didn't bother me at all. Well, when I say it didn't bother me, I won't say I loved it. But no problem, I'm not squeamish. And a fella or a woman sticking something up there for your own good to look for, I don't mind that. I'm not shy. I'm not squeamish, as I say. But he put the finger up there, and and I didn't have wins, and I've got a pretty good pain threshold, I promise you that. Anyways, that was number 1. Finger number 1. Might have been the same finger number 2, but he must have thought, I like this is going all right. He nearly hit the ceiling. Let me see if I can make him hit it this time. He did it again. I thought, oh my God, what's going on? Yes, I can feel something there. Send you to a specialist. And as I say, when I get the letter through, there's the word cancer on there. None of us have mentioned it. I'm thinking, oh my God. Cousin sees the specialist in that there Runcorn. Nice fella, nice chap, older chap. Does the same. Lovely finger job. Now, look, when I say that, I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but no harm in it. I never shot up on that for else. I think the bloke in Warrington abused me. I think it was abuse. But I'm not going to have him done, because he probably meant well. He's probably not had that many fingers up, that many bums, but I hope he don't have many more. He's never touching my bum again, I'm telling you that now. If I get him again, I'm going to tell him I've got a sore throat. Anyway, the fella in Runcorn, fine, no problem, he said. I think I know what your problem is. I said, go on. I think you've got a tear in your back passage. I said, tear. I said, oh, now let me tell you, viewers, I'm not that way inclined. You know, I mean, I don't mind men. I've done nothing to get that tear. Well, nothing I know of. Nothing's been up there that I know about. And I've never had the old date rape drugs or whatever else. So as far as I know, nothing's been up there of any kind. Nothing. Never lost any kind of toys up there or coins up there, anything like that. And no one's been there. I know some fellas are that way inclined, and everyone to their own. You know, with some folks, every hole's a goal. That's not a problem. And ladies are that. I mean, old Bonnie Blue, her mate, is every door's open there. No, I'm not into all that, but everyone to their own. I don't mind. I don't judge. But I said to him, well, how's it happened? He said, it just can happen sometimes. He said, sometimes you can push too much, you can do this, you can do that. I thought, so anyway, I said, so what we're going to do? He said, I think we need to take you for the old camera. I thought, oh, no. Because I think about 20, 30 years ago I had it, but I can't remember what for. I think it could have been for the old alarmers. I think it was. I was a young boy at the time, and at the time I weren't keen, but in my life I've had the old camera up the jacksie, and I've had the one down the throat. And I know which one I'd rather have. Give me up the jacksie any day of any week. The throat I didn't like. Can't say I like the one up the jacksie, but I preferred that. The throat seems very unnatural. I know some of you saying, well, up the passage would be, but it wasn't as unnatural for me as the throat. Anyway, I have this. I'm digressing, so let me go back now. He thought it was only a tear. Bump. I go 2 or 3 months ago. They find it is a tear, but whilst they're there, they'll have a bit of a mooch around, have a bit of mooch in, and anyway, what do? They find the old polyp, and when you hear polyp, you think, oh my God, it doesn't sound good. Anyways, they whip it off, and they say to me, look, I said, is it looking bad? I said, you know, I'm immediately thinking of 1 wife, 3 kids, 3 grandkids, and I know a lot of people are worse off than me. Don't worry about that, folks. I'm not making light of that. He said, well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's not something we normally tell folk, but I think you're going to be fine. I said, do you think so? He said, well, there's only one. It's only small. It looks benign. I'll be very, very surprised if he's not benign. I said, I hope you're normally right. He said, well, I normally am. It needs to go away for testing, but I think you'll be okay. Now, at the time, I never even told the kids. The kids didn't know. I don't think do they know? I don't think I've told them. Anyway, I don't like worrying folk or whatever else. So I soldiered on, did it all without the old anaesthetic. They said, do you want a bit of anaesthetic? It'll make it easier. No, I like to go home after it. Have you got someone driving you home? No, I drive myself home. Don't worry about that. I say, I've got a decent pain threshold, and I think I'm a man. I don't want any of that. So when it was okay, it was a bit uncomfortable in parts. You know, as the wind's in there, the air. They're blowing a lot of air in there. I'll use the word wind in a minute. It's better than other words. They're blowing a lot of air in there as well as water. And you get filling up. And this day, I don't know if people heard, I'm on YouTube or something, but there's about 5 in the room. There's 2 of them doing the procedure. There's a bloke in the corner. There's another 2 watching. I was like, I think it was main man at day at hospital that day. They were all there. It was a full room. And I'm desperate to let something go. Wind, because I'm filling up. And I'm holding it. This is the first time, by the way. And I said, oh, it's killing me, this. Do you need to let anywhere? I said, oh, I do. I said, but I don't feel good with you all that. Oh, just do it. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't hold it in. I said, I think you're right, I can't. And all of a sudden, the valley bust a little bit. Was it the valley? I don't know anyway. Anyway, I think because there was nothing in me, because I'd had a barium, but one of those up the jacksie ones, which I'd have had that one today, the other barium, you have to hold it in for half an hour, gut roll it a few times, and then, but today they wanted it proper clean, and I'll tell you why on today's. So anyway, I has it done, and they find this polyp, and they whip it out. Anyways, it's come back benign, which is good news. But they said while I was there, you'll hear from us in the next couple of weeks. Before you know the news, you'll get a letter off us to say what we think. Anyway, what they thought was I had to go back in today. Because they'd found one, they wanted to go a bit higher. They'd only done lowish down. They went in a bit, don't worry about that. But they wanted to go in, is it the large bowel or whatever? Well, they say that's the other side of your stomach, so it's a lot more, it's a lot more rodding. It's like rodding the drains. They were right rodding me, I'll tell you. So they said, this is a bit different. Now for this, it takes longer. It can be uncomfortable in parts. We'd prescribe, a bit of the old medication to ease you and whatever else, but you've got to stay an hour after it, blah, 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 blah. But the barium you're going to take this time, it's different. You have the first one, takes an hour, 1 sachet, honestly, loads of it there was, in 500 ml of water. The other 2 sachets, in 500 ml of water, and you mix them. Oh my God. So this one, I'm back now. I'm back to the mixing them. The second one, absolutely disgusting. I mean, when I say disgusting, I mean disgusting. That must have took me only about 12 or 14 gulps, because they were gulps and not sips. One of them I took too much and I nearly threw it all back up, but I kept it down. Anyway, by then, me and the toilet are getting really acquainted, but not as acquainted as I am with the bog brush. The bog brush is working overtime. I could tell you more than that, because some of it's really bad. Something I've never seen before. I'm not going to tell you, but it was weird. I thought, how can this happen in the toilet? But it happened. It's nothing bad, but it was weird. Anyway, as we're going on, it becomes like just coloured water. It's just water, because I've had nothing to eat all day, because that was it. I had to fast yesterday from 9 a.m, so all day didn't eat a single thing. I can still have a cup of tea after having all this, and that's what I'm aiming for. And then I'm thinking, well, I still keep going to the toilet. I thought, if I have a cup of tea, that's going to have to come out as well. I can't afford to do that. I've got to go to bed. I thought, well, it'll all be out to me by the time I go to bed. Because I won't go to bed till 1:15. For all I know, I'm going to be up for 7 to get off for 7:30 to get there for 8. I thought I won't get a lot of sleep, but I won't probably feel great tomorrow afternoon when it's been done. So I'll probably have a couple of hours. I took the day off work. I thought I'll have a couple of hours and get over it, thinking I need a bit of sleep and I might get knocked about a bit. So anyway, I had that second drink and it's, I tell you folks, it's just the worst of the worst of the worst. But from there, goes to bed last night. I think everything that can be done has been done. I think everything that can come out has come out. So the last 3 times I went to the toilet, it was like a jet of water, but not like, it was weird because you didn't even push anything. It came of its own accord and I thought, that's got to be it now. Got to be it. But I'm going to go a bit graphic here, so if you don't want to hear this bit, just turn the sound on this bit, turn it back up in a minute. I'll put my hand up when to turn it back up. So, right, I thought, well, I'm going to bed. I could have an accident, but I probably won't. Erin does said, do you want to put one of these things on you and whatever else? It was for kiddies or baby. I said, no, I'm all right. But anyway, she'd already gone to bed early. I thought, I don't want to find myself swimming in the night, and we've got an expensive new bed. I don't want to do any damage to that. If anything happened, but I don't think it will. I thought it's all gone now. I shoved a fair old bit of bog roll up between the cheeks and put all the old skids back on. You know, I wouldn't normally, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm commando, I think they said. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but it's the commando as a rule, Luckily no one's broke in yet. Otherwise that'd be funny, very funny. Anyway, scared them off though. So, got the old what's it's on, I thought I'd be okay, and I thought if anything happens, I'll get out. Anyway, maybe I'm an hour in, because I think I got to sleep. Now I'm freezing, by the way. I'm really cold now. Duvet and everything's great, but I've not ate all day. All this has come out of me, and I've got an issue that's also ongoing, has been for a couple of years, when I'm on blood thinners. So when you're on blood thinners, you get colder anyway. I'm someone that's never, ever normally cold, so I'm cold. I can't relax in bed. I'm worried something's going to happen, but I think I'd drop off. All of a sudden I wake up and thought, wait a minute, I want to go to the toilet. Bump, and I did. Everything sorted. Back in bed. Sleep within no time, because I've said it before, folks. Once I can't get to sleep under normal circumstances. When I get to sleep, boom, I'm straight off, no problem. So, gets back into bed, falls asleep. Little bit later, I'm thinking, can I feel something wet there? And I thought, don't say I've been. And I thought, no. So I gets up out of bed. I'm thinking, I can't believe she's not heard me. Yeah, this is my second time now. Gets up out of bed, and I'm feeling my backside at the top of my leg. And I thought, that's all wet. I thought, no. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm telling you anyway. I don't know why I'm telling you. I'm just giving you this is the truth. This. So you get truth on here, even when it's not something you want to hear. I'm thinking, oh my God, no. So it goes on the toilet, throws them things on the floor that I had. I thought, they're no good to man the beast. There's no point getting any more on. And I thought, is the bed got any wet on it? Well, it must be if my backside is. But I'm thinking, what can I do? So I think, right, I'm not going to wake her up now. I'm not going to do anything now. It's only water coming out. I mean, nothing smells. There's no smell whatsoever. So I gets a towel out the airing cupboard, folds it into, big bath towel, puts it on the bed. I've got to go back to sleep. Goes to sleep. Up twice more in the night, go to the toilet, but no accidents at all. Oh, before that, I've gone into the shower. It might have been 3 or 4 this morning. Only done the nether regions and the parts that needed it, and obviously the legs, because there could have been a bit of residual, a bit of rundown. So they're sorted, so I'm getting back in bed nice and clean and bonnet. Wake up 2 more times, got to go to the toilet, think that's it. That must be it. Anyway, gets up for 7 o'clock to go out for 7:30, has a proper shower, full shower this time. Oh no. Yeah, has a full shower, didn't feel like going on the toilet, has a full shower, lovely and clean, wash the old hair, everything ready to go. Then I thought I might be able to go on toilet again. Anyway, I did. Virtually nothing comes out, just water by that stage, and white. I could have bottled it and sold it on. No, I know you probably wouldn't want it yourself, but I could have done. That's how pure it was. It was just bump, it had gone through. Man, you'd have had that paste in it, I suppose. So that was it. So I was off to hospital. Do you want any pain medication? No, I'm all right. Are you sure? No, I'm all right. I said, I believe it's only 45, 50 minutes, this one. I say only, the last one was only half an hour. I believe you go higher. Yeah, we go into the bowel. I said, I know all that. Yeah, right. Is it a lot more painful? I said, last time it's painful-ish. It's uncomfortable. It's more uncomfortable. I said, I know that. I can cope with it. I'm fine. I'm not a baby and whatever else. But is it a lot more painful? Because if it is, I'll have some. But if it's not, I can cope with it. I said, no, not really. But it does take longer and you've got longer, more uncomfort to deal with. I said, I'll be fine. Then she said, the doctor would like to give you something in your arm. Would you want it? They said, no, I'm fine. And then she said, well, he likes to give it, this doctor, only because it relaxes you. And when the camera's coming out, she said, oh, I've not told you the best bit. I'll tell you the best bit at the end. No, I need to tell you the best bit now. I've got to tell you the best bit. I'm sorry about this. There's an outside influence, well, two, that are part of this as well. I've not done it all in order. This happened before I went to bed last night. Let me tell you, I've got to get the phone for this. Right, now, a mate of mine, very good mate of mine, you might have heard me mention before here. Do you remember her name? This is how I normally announce her. Leader. Wife's best mate, and a very, very good mate of mine. Her and Ruby Paul, top people. Now, Leader, weirdly, had it done yesterday herself. Probably not as bad as mine, but she had it done. But she went to St. Helens a witness. I didn't know they did it. But she's gone for different things, it turns out. And she's not had the camera as far up as me. No, and she had pain medication. She's not as brave as me. Anyway, she went yesterday, and I thought, oh, how will she be? Well, yesterday, I'm reading through all the stuff, all the bump there, and you read this, and I'm looking, and it says, 1 in however many can die of this. 1 in, because they have to put all that on there. 1 out of 1,500 can die of this procedure, normally with a perforated bowel. I thought, 1 out of 1,500, I thought, I know the numbers are in my favour, but I don't like hearing that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Now, I'm going back, and I'm not making fun of this, about what I told you about before Christmas, about the funeral I went the week after Christmas. Good mate of mine who died early on in December. Lovely man, one of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet. It knocked me sideways. It's killed me. I don't mean that as knowing that he's gone. And he's someone for the last 20, 30 years I've not seen a lot of. But he's somebody that every time I spoke to him, I met him, he made me feel better about my day. He was a stunning human being, a lovely fella. He goes in the hospital. I thought it was Warrington where I'm going today. Turns out it was one in Liverpool that specialises in art stuff. He's had a routine procedure, because this is what I've had today's routine. Now, easiest to do with the heart, I think it's a stent or something. But he's had stuff like before. 20 years ago, he had a heart attack. It was bad. He was in a bad way. But they thought he was great. Anyway, he's gone in for the stent. No one expected anything. He's died on the operating table. His blood pressure tanked. Just tanked. The job. Now we're getting that. They couldn't. Now, I'm guessing, I'm not a doctor. I'm guessing for your blood pressure to tank, it's that your heart isn't pushing it around, but I don't know. So if that's the case, the problem was his heart, which he had a problem with before. That's why I'm on blood thinners. I've got issues with mine. They're not dead bad, but I've got some issues. Hereditary, as they say. But anyway, he died on the operating table and no one expected it. Nobody. As I say, 20 minutes, half an hour before he's having the operation, he's ringing his mate at work, because he's a mechanic, was John, my mate. I've got someone coming in half an hour, a good customer of mine, look after him. Whatever you do, look after him. So half an hour before he's having an operation, that's not really an operation, it's more a procedure that ultimately kills him. He's thinking about a customer coming in, so he's not thinking for one moment that he's not coming out that day. He's thinking, the day after he's having the stent done and he's out. It's nothing compared to what he's been through in the past. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm only in for something minor, but things can go wrong. You can die of anaesthetic. I don't think I could. I'm not allergic to it because I've been under knife a good few times in my life, probably 8, 10, 12 times I would imagine. So I knew I was alright there. But 1 in 1,500 can die. Anyway, she rung the wife Leader last night to tell her how it went. And I said, let me have a word with her. So she passed her over and I said, hey, I'm not very happy with you. She said, why? I said, because you're alright. She said, what do you mean I'm alright? You won't wish bad on me. I said, no, I won't wish bad. But I said, you've had my chances. She said, what do you mean? I said, I'm reading the bum for you. 1 in 1,500 can die of this. Now it's 1 in 1,499 now because you're okay. She thought it was funny. I weren't being funny. She made me chances worse. Luckily, now it's 1 in 1498. I'm all right, although what will it be when I go there next time? I don't know, because I'm going again. Anyway, so that was that. Then last night, later on, listen to this. I don't know the weird people these are. Love them, but weird. Just gets a text out of the blue, really, then. I haven't told her indoors. She'd fell asleep on settee there. Hi, Dave. Hope everything goes okay for you tomorrow. Then there's a red heart. I'm not having my heart done. I'm having my bum done. And 2 X's. I don't know what they're all about. Red heart and 2 X's. I message back. It will, don't worry. She messages back. This sort with a thumb. I don't get what that is. Are these emojis or something? I've never sent one in my pig in life. Never going to. It's not me. I'm not modern. I'm me. Paul sends his love too. And another 2 X's. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway. Oh, and I've messaged, and I love him back. He likes to hear that, you see. And I love him back. Don't forget, I have numbers on my side. 1499 to 1. Mind you, I like 1500 to 1 more. She sent some things back. This 4 face is moving, and these blue things coming out there. I don't know what that's all about. And I've also put, the second drink is much worse. You could use it to hang wallpaper, which is what I said before. I know, now she's going to swear it, I hope you don't mind this, folks. I know, it's bloody awful. Just do as Paul says to me. Just swallow it. I'm guessing she doesn't like medicine. Some people don't like medicine, can't take it, they've got to have a drink after. I'm guessing that's what she's on about, I don't know. And I won't say what I put, and then there's 2 more faces with, looks like a red thing going on, like a tongue, and 2 more X's. So anyway, that's where we got to last night. So I had her support, even though she let me down by surviving her ordeal yesterday. So I'm on the table and I'm thinking, 1 in 1499, go on, I'll be alright. Anyway, the camera goes in, the camera goes up. Now, oh, that's it. She'd said, do you want something in your arm? And I said, no. She said, are you sure? I said, I'm alright, don't. She said, the doctor likes to put it in there. I said, I don't want. She said, it's not sedation. That was the word I was thinking of before. I said, alright, well, what is it? She said, what it does, it makes the bladder, not the bladder, the doofridge, the bowel, to relax. It makes it relax more. So when the camera's coming out and he's having a good look around, I thought, will he not look around going in? He's having a good look around. He likes to see it relaxed because I think it enlarges as well, and it makes it easier to mooch around. Loads of mooching going on, I'll tell you, there was loads of it. Anyway, so well, she said, he does particularly like it, but it's up to you. I said, well, no, I said, if that's what the doctor wants, if that's what he wants, I said, I don't want to stand in his way. He's the main man, I'm in his hands, so to speak. Anyway, she gives it me. Oh no, she says, right, okay, then I'll sit you down for that. And I got that halfway through, so the old what's it went in. Now I will say this, as Billy Connolly once said, coming out's quite pleasurable. Well, it's not with a camera. When the doctor in Runcorn fingered me, put the finger in, it was a lot nicer than in Warrington, but the nicer bit was when it came out. That was okay. Going in's not so good. Well, I can cope with the going in, it was alright. But once they get in as well, they're pumping that water. I think I was linked to a swimming pool. I think they were pumping gallons in, honestly, because I was filling up. I'm thinking, well, I can just release now and let the wind come out. They told me that before, and I realised last time it doesn't smell, it's in there. Now, they kept commenting how clean my bowel was. They couldn't believe it. They said, you've done a really good job there, Dave. You've done a really good job. I said, I know. I even got a sticker at the end. I got a sticker. I lost it, but I got a sticker. In fact, when I finished, there was that complimentary. The nurse said, you know what you should do? I said, what? Get your wife to look after you. You are married? I said, oh, yeah, 36 years. Oh, something like that. She said, does she love you? I said, well, I won't go that far. She said, listen, get her to sort you out a treat for Sunday. I said, what do you mean? What do you think? She said, I bet you like jelly, don't you? I said, oh, I do. I like the orange one or the green one. Is it the lime? I love them. She said, you know what I like with jelly? She said, blancmange. I said, whoa! We're on the same page. It's my favourite thing. You can't get it no more. Told it my mum the other month about blancmange. She said, you can get it in Morrison's. I said, there's a Morrison's now where I live 3 or 4 miles away. She said, jelly and blancmange for you on Sunday because you've been a trooper. I said, well, that's great. Your bowel was lovely and you've been really brave. So anyway, I digress, but so what I do. So anyway, they gets it all up there. It's all up there. It's almost as far as it can go, I think. It never come out my throat. I never felt it near my throat, but I felt it everywhere else. And they do what they do, and all of a sudden I seen a bump there and I thought, I don't think I like the look of that. Anyway, I said, is that something I should be concerned about, Doctor? He said, yeah, that's just a little polyp. That's a little, oh, right, okay. I thought, oh, no, oh, no. Well, you see, that's the reason they had me back there, because they found one. First time, they thought there could be more, so they want to go further and investigate. That was the idea of today's mooch around. They found one. Anyway, it turns out they found three. Now, I'm not worried. Don't worry, folks. I am not worried. The reason I'm not worried, he said, again, they're very small. I'm certain they're benign. I really am. And the first one was, so I think I've got that in my favour. I said, well, can you tell the difference? He said, oh, yes, he said, if they're cancerous, they're not, or more often than not, a lot bigger and a different colour. I think they're blacker, I think, and whatever else, I think. And I said, well, does that mean because I've got these that I'm going to get more? He said, not necessarily, but it could happen. And I said to nurse, as she's winding me back later, I said, what's the deal with the old, how's your father now? I said, well, I have to keep coming back here every couple of years for, tests to see that there's no more. She said, no, it depends. When they take them away and they do what they do on them in the lab, they'll see whether they're benign or not, and hopefully they are. He thinks they are, so you're on good ground there. But they look at them and they have a good idea of whether or not they were going to turn cancerous or whether they have to be on top of things. You might not need to, so it might be okay, you might not have come again, but you might do. But that's it. I've still not told you the full story, but today I thought, well, get them off, just get them took off. He said, now we've found 3, David. He called me David. My mother does when she's annoyed with me. Not many others do. It's normally Dave. He said, can't take them today. You're going to have to come in again. I thought, oh, no, not that barium. No. Why is that? He said, the reason is, he said, when did you last take your blood thinners? I said, I didn't take them yesterday. They told me not to. He said, well, therein lies the problem. I said, there's no problem. That's what they told me. He said, I know. But with this, because you can bleed, because your blood's thin and whatever else, he said, what we have to do, you have to come off blood thinners for 3 days. Especially with taking 3 off at the same time, you've got to be off your blood thinners. So what you need to do, we'll book you another appointment. Sadly, you have to go through all the process again, but we now know what we need. We've looked everywhere. That's all we need to do. We'll whip them all out. Bum, 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 bum. Bob's your father. Fanny's your aunt. He never said that. I'm making that up. And you'll be all right. I said, all right then. I thought, that buried him. I thought, oh, geez, no. I'm going to be having it earlier. I'm going to be having it a lot earlier. There'll be no accidents this time. Do not worry about that. Oh, by the way, we've washed everything. Oh, yes, everything's washed. It never went through to the quilt and whatever else. The bed is sorted. You can't tell it's been there. I got it just in time. Everything's fine. There wasn't much there on the bed. It's mainly on me. Everything's fine. Was washing this morning before we went out. Before we went out, they were all in the wash. I've hung them up. Not when I first got in, because I'm going to tell you more about it in a minute. The story hasn't finished yet. So anyway, they do it all. Whilst I'm there, they're saying, do you want any medication? But I said, no. Are you sure you don't want anything to deaden it all? No. Do you want gas and air? No. Do you want... Yes, kept having gas and air. Then after a while, it got worse. It was starting to hurt. Parts of it were, well, very uncomfortable, not hurt. Well, a couple of times it hurt, but mainly uncomfortable. And I said, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but go on. And I did, and I think it helped. I wasn't going to do that. My mind was to do it without. Now, I've decided when I go back, because of what happened after the procedure, I think I'm even going to take the sedation. I'll tell you why in a minute. So they get all the process done. She's willing me back to where to go. I'm desperate for it. He said, when he put this medication in me before pulling the old do-for-a jowl, he said, now, have you got you've had heart issues? I said, yeah. I said, it's a regular heartbeat and something else, but I think one of the ventricles is... Anyway, I'm not going to go into that with you. There's nothing to worry about. So he said, well, if we give you this, he said, it does help, but it can speed... How's your heart been lately? I said, I don't know. Has it been a regular heartbeat? I said, I don't know. I've been into a bit shocked to kick it back in, but I don't know if it's worked or not. I think it did at the time. I think I've had issues since, but I don't know. They said after going in last time, so I've been shocked, they were going to have me back to see how it went. I said, that was 18 months ago. I've heard pig all yet, so obviously they're not going to have me back. He said, right, well, I'll give you this. It will speed up your heart. But don't worry if anything happens. You're in the right place. I thought, yeah, I'm in the right place, but I'm in the wrong pigging room. You're dealing with asses, not arts. Anyway, he said also it'll give you a dry mouth. Dry mouth, they had that already. Within 30 seconds, it was like a glossia. A used glossia. Oh, it was minging. Oh, it was horrible. I'm like that. Minging it was. Oh, it's terrible. But it helped him. Took some nice pictures, I believe. They've given me some copies. They're not things you pass around at dinner table, to be honest with you. I don't know why they get. I didn't ask for copies, but I've got them. Anyways, I have that, so I'm being wheeled back, and she says to me, yeah, you'll what's it called? You'll get a letter off us or a phone call it next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have you back in, and then we'll whip them out. Now, before they finished the procedure, before they pulled out, she said, we're just going to try and go in the small bowel now as well. Oh, right, I thought that's what you were. I said, no, we're in the large bowel. But while we're here, we tried with the small bowel as well, just to look. She said, now, the small bowel's more difficult to get in. She said, with some we just can't get with some people, we can with others. Let's hope we can with you. And I thought, oh God, this is where there's more likely to be a tear. If it's hard to get in, so you worry about tears, because that's the worst thing that can happen with this, I believe. Now, I don't even know if he got in it or not. I don't know. But I'm going to ask, rightly or wrongly, when they ring me, I want to go in next, did they get in the small bowel? Because if they didn't, even though it's going to be worse, I'm going to ask them, going to have a mooch around there as well, because I'm thinking, well, there could be one or two in there, and while they're doing everything else, they might as well do the full house, get it all sorted. Because if there's one or two in there, and I'm going to have sedation, you see, next time, and I will tell you why, I thought they might as well get that sorted. If there's none in there, happy days. But you date one or two in there that aren't cancerous now, maybe, but in 5 years' time could turn that way. So get it all done, that's what I think. But they might have already been in. I don't know. I didn't ask, and they didn't say, oh, we're in. That never came up. So that's it. They get me a really cold drink of water, that was gorgeous, and a cup of tea from a machine, which was minging, absolutely minging. I had a couple of sips, couldn't drink it. Water, lovely. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, my belly's sore. I mean, really, really sore. Really sore. And I'm thinking, geez, what is this? So one of the nurses comes to me a bit late, so I'm ready to go then. I said, I tried to go to the toilet, nothing could come out, and my stomach and everything's rock hard. Now, it's bigger than it should be. Started on diet on Monday, and I knew I had one in my favour, because yesterday I couldn't eat at all. I knew that had helped me, and I knew I had a full clear out yesterday, so I know that's helped me. But it's rock hard, and I'm thinking, must be still loads of wind in me, and water as well. I had a swimming pool in me. But it went to the toilet, nothing came out, and I'm thinking, feels terrible. Getting dressed all gingerly. They take something out of my hand that they put in, the thing for the catheter or whatever else that they put that stuff in with. I'm ready to go. Well, I parked the car way away from the hospital, much further than I thought I had. The walk back was killing me, and I mean killing me. I had my pants virtually undone. They were dropping down my backside. I looked like a 90s rapper. My pockets were like down here, down bottom of my leg, or top of my leg rather than on my backside. I looked stupid, but it was killing me. I stopped 3 times. I thought, I've got to drive home next. Anyway, I get some. I'm feeling rough, and I'm thinking, there's dishes there. I'm thinking, I'm not doing them. I'm always doing dishes, me folks. I'm very domesticated. I thought, they're not getting touched. The bin had been took, that bin man this morning. I thought, I'm not putting that around back at house. I'm doing nothing. Straight for bed. I'm feeling lousy. Tossed and turned for an hour. Then all of a sudden, it was like Mount Vesuvius. It erupted. It went bump, bump, bump. Wind. I'm not going to say anything worse than that, but loads that just kept going and going and going and going. And within about half an hour or so, anyway, I think I had about an hour and a half skip, 2 hours skip. I dropped off after releasing everything. Nothing in me, so no smell or anything. Nothing, did the old covers test, nothing there. You didn't know you'd done it. It was just like free air. I could have blew about 4 or 5 balloons up to on this weekend. There'd been a party on this weekend, but there wasn't. There's nothing happening. Anyway, so gets a kip, gets up, feels great. No problem whatsoever. Feels great. And I'm great now, and I'm fine. Now, the moral of the story, there's no moral. The moral of the story is, if you've not thrown up yet, I'm surprised. The other thing is, if you watch it till the end, I'm even more surprised. But the reason I've done the story more than anything else, folks, and I mean this is, some of you might be going in for that or them procedures. Honestly, although I've said it in full detail and stuff, it's nowhere near as bad as you think it is. Nowhere near as bad. I went in for what they thought was a tear. They found a polyp. Because they found what they wanted to see if there's anything more, they found them. In a couple of weeks they'll be out and hopefully everything's benign. I now know of that part of my body, it's unlikely I've got a cancer there. And if it comes at my age now, they do say as you get older everything goes slower and slower and slower. That's one part of me I know is pretty safe. And for a bit of discomfort, or a lot of discomfort, and a couple of horrible drinks, it's worth it. So if you've got any issues down there, guys or girls, any issues and you're not sure, book a test with your doctor, go and see what's what. If they look at putting a finger up there, say, no problem, but Grumpy's told us what can happen here, we want you to be gentle. Don't matter how much Vaseline you put on there or whatever, be gentle with it. Take your time going in, and by the way, as I say, coming out, you won't mind that at all. I promise you won't mind that at all. I'm not saying it's something you'll look forward to, but you won't mind it. Anyway, so if you've got any problems, go and get them looked at. I'm glad I went, and they're looking after me, and they've done a good job. I'm back in there in a few weeks' time. I don't know when yet. I'm only going to, as I say, take the medication this time, because I've proved I'm hard and I'm a man because I never had it, but I'm thinking, I don't know if these times I'm tensing up more and whatever else and making it harder for them. And if you make it harder for them, there's probably even more chance that something could go wrong with the camera and whatever else if things are tensing and not opening up as they should do. And I'm thinking, I want them to look in the small bowel as well. And it wasn't over pleasant. And I'm thinking, well, the biggest thing was I had such pain after it with the wind and everything else. Maybe that's because I wasn't relaxing for it to come out. Because that's the other thing. I decided this time when I go, I'm going to let all the air out. I'm going to let it out. Because then it's much easier when you let the air out. But it was weird. I wanted to and I couldn't. Because I don't think I was gripping the broomstick that it's on and the what's it called. But I felt like I was. I didn't feel like I could let the air go, but I wanted to, whereas I did last time. So I'm thinking if I'm more relaxed, it might just relax me and the air might come, because that's your problem, folks. If you keep all that air in there, it fills you up more and it's worse. And I think that's what did me at the end. I didn't know I felt bad until I got to my bed, and I stood up and I thought, God, I don't feel well. I say for about 2 hours, I felt lousy. But after it all came out and I had a kip, I felt great. So the moral of the story is there's no moral. Just if you've got any problems, go. If you think it's going to be really bad, I promise you it's not. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Is there a bit of pain? A little. Or I had a little, but only a little. But I had it without medication. I would say this, if you have medication to relax you, there'll be no pain. And it might be ever so slight uncomfortableness. I felt a lot of discomfort and virtually no pain. I would imagine with medication, there's no pain at all and hardly any discomfort. Because that's what it does, it just relaxes everything. Deadens it and relaxes it and whatever else. So it wasn't great. It's not something I'm looking forward to the next time, but hopefully the next time is the last. But it's not the end of the world. There's a lot worse procedures out there. There's a lot worse things happen. And I think of my mate who went in, as I say, in December and didn't come out. There's people that have got a lot worse than me. You know, his family out there getting over what's happened, I don't know. I heard when I went to the funeral, yeah, I thought he already had grandkids. He had his first grandkid a week or two before he went to the hospital that day. Held the kiddie once or twice, never to see the kiddie again. Now, his wife and his daughter will tell him all the kiddie's life, what a great fella he was, because he was. But the kiddie will never ever really, really know, because had they met John and grew up with John, they'd have realised what a superstar he was, an absolute superstar. So that's what I look at. If you're ill, do everything you can to stop you being ill. If there's a chance you've got a problem, do everything you can to get yourself right. And I had that done today, and as I say, never went with a lot of fear. Wasn't looking forward to it, although I'd had it weeks ago, so it's not so bad. And, you know, even the one down the throat, I hate that, folks. I'm just gagging all the time, and I just don't like anything going down there. I don't know what it's weird. The throat one I didn't like. The backside one I can't say I liked, but I'd have that done 3 times, 5 times more than I'd have the one down the throat. But again, if in the next couple of weeks, months, years, I've got to have a camera down the throat, if they think they've got a problem, I'll have it, no problem at all. Because at the end of the day, I want to be here for her indoors, even more for my kids, and possibly even more for grandkids. Don't let the kids hear me say that, but because that's how they get your grandkids. And a little bit for myself as well, I suppose, but genuinely more everybody else. Don't want to miss out on anything, do I? So that's it. That's the story of my day. How was yours? Did you have a good day? Did you have a bad day? Did you get up to anything? If any of you's going in for that same thing in a few weeks' time, I'm sorry it's gone down from $14.99 to $14.98 with me now. So I've not been on your side there. I do apologise. But if you're going for it, seriously, I think you'll be all right. I really do. Anyway, I love you and leave you. That was a long one, that was. The next one's going to be even longer, I think.